he never wanted to rap. I never even believed in him as a rapper, to be perfectly honest with you. Even when he
Yeah.
came in, and I'm keeping it real, even when he came in with a record, I was laughing. Like the
Yeah.
first record he did, a Dresden Gold, I'm from down south. And I was like, where the heck you getting this shit from? You ain't from no down south. And I was going off, like I was laughing at the freaking record. But he did not want to rap. We was in trouble. Gucci was in jail. Juice got shot. There was a lot going on. He went in to help. That's how he got in there. And then the record that he came, when he came through with what's that damn record? I
Oh,
fucked
let
my
do.
money up. Oh, let's do it. He really did. That happened. He did something. He messed that money up. He did everything, which he was supposed to be doing something else to help us. So he did not want to rap. He was just there with Gucci. They named Waka Gucci's hype guy because Waka was always on stage with him. But I literally used Waka and Gucci to watch each other. You know, Gucci was in a bunch of shit. I didn't know one day the police or somebody was gonna come. I was gonna get a phone call that I wouldn't have my son no more because of how wild he was. So I told both of them I needed both of them to watch each other because they was both getting into a bunch of shit. So he never did. He did not want to rap. That's why he always told people he couldn't rap. That wasn't what he did. So, one day maybe all these stories will come out and there'll be some real truth to a lot of this stuff, and people will really understand and not all of the rumors and the
I know
stuff that
one
go
thing.
around
I
now.
know one thing, Dad. When that
Mhm.
nigga hit that West Coast, boy, the homies fell in love with that little nigga. That
Oh, yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
that nigga was that homies fell in love with
Yeah. But
oh
you
yeah.
got to understand, Waka grew up in this. His first 5 years of his life, his birthday was done with DMC. So he literally grew up in this game. The FX movie will tell you a little bit more it'll tell you a lot more about me. That music wasn't my background, the streets was my background. So it's just a lot of stuff that people don't know, and people just have so many fictitious stories and stuff that they tell, and they think they know you and they think they know a whole bunch of stuff. Today, if you let people tell it, my son put me in this game. I've been doing this before he was born, and it wasn't about music because I was in the streets. So it was something like it was a whole lot different from what people like really know. Like I never ever looked at myself as being an industry person. Like that's not something that I ever looked at, that I'm in the industry. You might be of something and be around something, or you're doing something there, but all of this is like one big hustle to me. That's it.
Well, Dad sound like me.
Yeah.
Deb a boss. Hey, hey,
Listen,
Wack.
Miss
Wack,
It's a
let me
Deb.
lot
cook
that
you
I
too,
did.
Wack.
It's a
Hold
I
on,
lot.
don't know how good
one
Deb
mic,
can
one
cook.
mic, one mic. Miss Deb, this Kinfolk Kia Shine, how you doing? Beautiful.
I'm good,
Good.
sweetie. How are you?
I'm blessed by the best. Real quick story about Miss Deb. I was doing the Dub car show tour one time, and I'm performing. I got off the stage, and Miss Deb pinched me like, "Come here," and I'm like, "Wait a minute." And she turned around. She said, "I thought you was my son Walker." Wait a minute. But listen, Miss Deb, I want to give you your roses. You definitely are moving to shake it. You know what I mean? When I was signed with Sylvia Rome, she used to tell me stories about
Ah,
y'all and about what y'all was doing up there, and about your
mhm.
what you've been doing. You spoke about a movie. Is there a movie coming out?
Yeah. Next month, um, you have myself. You have Big U. You have my brothers in it. Um, you have Haitian Jack. Um, oh God, he will kill me, from Detroit.
Trick,
Um,
trick, trick, trick.
Trick Trick.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to Jay Prince, because Jay Prince was supposed to be in it, but it kind of tell you the story of hip hop and where it really was, because back then during that time when hip hop started, it wasn't about rappers or singers or anything. It was about street people. Like they were your rappers and your singers, and those were your people right there. So even though that I was in the game and still around everybody and running with everything, but I was really about the streets. It was a lot of things that I did there, and that's why this game was so easy for me, because I ran with nothing but men. I was trained by some of the best men, not just I'm not talking about from in hip hop, or from the mob, from everywhere. Like with all the things that I've done in my life. And I literally was in the streets since I was 9 years old, like learning from my daddy first, which is not something to brag about, but it'll make people kind of understand a little bit more, and just a little bit of stuff that I kind of want to sprinkle out there because, you know, I don't want to leave here and people start making up all their story. They have their stories that they make and they really don't know. But this is really kind of good. And at least for me, because in history, there's never ever been a woman literally that done the things that I've done. I've never had the support. I never had the backing of men. I've never had somebody that paid out for me that did things. I was only attacked once they found out that I stood alone. And Casely, I never even thanked you, but you did a lot of stuff for me too. So there's a lot of men that did a lot of things for me that, people don't even know that they was right there and opened up doors, even if it wasn't their intentions, but they never just stopped and never shut doors on me, and I got to move on. But I always ran in the circle of men. Like they were always people that I ran in. And, again, that's why this game was so easy. So the story that's coming on FX will tell a lot. And hopefully they'll start telling the documentaries of a lot of people where some of these stories could go away. Some of the stories of the people that they have out there that everybody's proclaiming and self-proclaiming to be these bosses and the things that they had that they're really not. And they took away the
Exactly.
shines of your real bosses, the
That's
real
real.
people that was running Queens and Manhattan and Brooklyn and the Bronx, like real people that these guys could never stand up to. But of course, just as well as like the music game, there's a lot of self-proclaimed people. And there's a lot of people that I know from day one that I know a lot of stories about and have receipts about that I know. This ain't really who you are. But I don't live like that. And in this story, it ain't a bunch of pictures like me. I don't have pictures like that. I can't sit here and show you pictures of the people that I was with and the things that I was there because we didn't take pictures. You didn't sit there and
Hell
take pictures.
no.
You wasn't sitting
No.
at a table with a mountain of
Facts.
drugs on pictures showing that this what you did. Who do shit like that? Ain't
Hey
no real
dad,
boss
hey
doing no
dad,
shit
hey
like that.
dad. And if a nigga showed a mountain of money, you better have your kids locked up because you
Hello.
was gonna get a phone call.
Hello. You
You know?
can't do stuff like that. And that's why this group, and they've been chasing me for a lot of years, and I never want to do that because there are some things that don't go away. There are some things that I don't talk about. There's a lot of things my children don't know about. So I don't brag about it and I don't use it to boast or to brag, but I thank God that I'm here today. But I know these stories because I am the stories and I was there. And there's lots of things that I know and how